Take a little stroll down memory lane. Hopefully we can make some memories tonight. Game 7, Florida Panthers versus Toronto Maple Leafs, 7:30 Scotia Bank Arena in Toronto. We've had a lot of great Game 7s throughout sports history, but especially even here in South Florida. Most recently, last year, Stanley Cup Finals, Edmonton Oilers, Amerant Bank Arena. We went up 3-0.
Yo, come on, man.
They come back 3-0.
That is the game that everybody was nervous for. That's the one I remember. It's funny that we were about to, come up to its 1 year anniversary, but I remember that Monday morning, bro. I remember that Monday morning of Game 7. You talking about tight cheeks?
Mm-hmm.
What?
You don't want to be on the wrong side of history. You want to be on the right side of history.
Especially that one. Wait, were the Panthers up 3-0?
Panthers were up 3-0.
Yo, yeah. Panthers were up 3-0, and they lost 3 in a row. And that Game 7, I ain't gonna hold you for us. Everybody had tight asses, man.
This is when I knew everyone was really, really tight. About a couple of months before that, Leroy Horde, who works right here at 560 WQAM from 10 to 2, zero chance the Celtics are going to win Game 7 against the Heat. In professional sports, it's almost a zero chance that anybody will ever come back from a 3-0 deficit in the playoffs, much less late in the playoffs. That day, Panthers don't win today. They're on the wrong side of history. I was like, what happened to zero chance, Leroy? Help me out, bro. I was like, everybody's nervous. I was nervous. Am I nervous about tonight? I'm confident, but I'm a little nervous.
I'm even more confident they're winning tonight because you just reminded me, when was the last time I was really nervous for the Panthers? Yeah, Game 7.
So,
you didn't want to be on. You're so right, because they didn't want to be on the right on that bad side of history. Then you lose your Stanley Cup at home.
You basically handed away a Stanley Cup trophy.
Could you imagine seeing Connor McDavid at the elbow room with the Stanley Cup?
And you can't really say anything about it.
And you can't say anything to him?
You're like, we did have a 3-0 lead, bro. I'm not buying you a beer, but...
Dr. Toboggan, it was the tightest minute and a half ever. I ain't gonna hold you. Oh, man.
Got the first goal.
I was nervous, but you should have seen the other press members. Like, they had tight asses.
Your life work is on the line. I know you're not a member of the team, but part of your life's work, if you're a press member that's covered the Panthers for any while, is on the line. You don't get to cover championships every day.
No, so that's why I think today Panthers fans are confident that they will win because of what they saw them have to go through last season.
Now, one of the other great Game 7s, and all time, I really think, but especially here in South Florida, 1997, Florida Marlins, Cleveland Indians, World Series, 11 innings, Edgar Renteria, 3-2. That game was unbelievable, man.
That was a terrible series with the umpires and the weather.
Yeah, but man.
But Levon was unbelievable. And Edgar Renteria.
Unbelievable game. Unbelievable.
Extra inning walk-off.
You want to get some more Panthers Game 7? 1996. They defeated the Pittsburgh Penguins 3-1 in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Wasn't our boy Bill Lindsay on that team?
Bill Lindsay was most likely on that team. Yeah, he just had his birthday yesterday. He was 54. So that put it back. 96. Oh, yeah.
That would have been almost 30 years ago. That's 29 years ago.
So, yeah.
Damn, that's a long time ago.
Tom Fitzgerald rocketed the go-ahead goal early in the third period and assisted on the insurance with 2:37 left as goalie John Van Beesbrook starred.
The Beezer.
In goal against future Hall of Famers on the other side on that Penguins team.
Kelly Rudy?
Mario Lemieux, Yagomir Yager and company.
Oh, I didn't know who was behind net for them.
Whew. I don't want to grind the knife too much, so I'll be
fair. I know what you're going to see. 1997, Miami Heat, New York Knicks.
Fair on both sides, though.
Heat was up 3 games to... Knicks were up 3-1, and Charlie Ward got side 2-flexed by P.J. Brown. And then many Knicks players got off the bench because that's how we do. It's 1 for all for one. And the league and David Stern suspended players on both teams, but mostly on the Knicks. And the Miami Heat, who already won Game 5. Game 5, y'all dog walked us in that game. But Game 6 at the Garden, a lot of major players on the Knicks roster who did not play that game. And Tim Hardaway was phenomenal in Game 7. Oh my God. That's been, I think Tim got his earned his nickname as one of the best playoff performers off that game. I think he dropped 38 on them, like 38 points, 10 assists. It was just Tim Hardaway. Tim Hardaway destroyed the Knicks in that game. But then the following year, y'all lost.
2000, New York Knicks, Heat, 83-82 in the Eastern Conference semifinals.
Yeah. Who missed that shot? Was it Clarence Weatherspoon?
Clarence Weatherspoon.
Yeah.
Just after Jamal Mashburn passed to Weatherspoon instead of taking the shot.
I remember.
From basically the same spot with 10 seconds remaining.
I remember.
You don't win them all, but hopefully the Panthers can win them all. Can't forget about Marlins Chicago Cubs 2003, 9-6.
Well, we could talk about Game 7, but what we really need to talk about is Game 6, which got us to Game 7.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, Steve Bartman, baby.
Steve Bartman. You and I are going to be at the Marlins Cubs game. Maybe we can relive. Well, I don't want to relive that moment.
Maybe Steve Bartman's at the game. Maybe he had to move down to Miami and then, root for the Cubs.
He's not hated down here.
No, he's loved. They should have a statue outside.
I wouldn't go that far.
Why not? It was his era.
Pat on the back.
His era that had Moises Alou was so upset. Oh my God.
Whoa.
He was so
That game was over, man. That game was over.
Dude, I felt bad for him because it was like, what is he supposed to do? He's a fan. He's listening to the game on his headphones.
That was true. He's listening on the old headphones.
He's like,
man.
He's just thinking this is a foul ball. He's not thinking that the ball's in play and Moises Alou's going after it. And then Lord and behold, that was the first sign of many bad things to happen to the Cubs in that inning. And Marlins took advantage of it. And guess what? You still had a chance to win Game 7. You had Kerry Wood going in Game 7.
Yes, you did, Mr. Strikeout King himself.
And you choked.
You did. 2012, Heat defeat the Boston Celtics 101-88 in the Eastern Conference Finals. The score 73-73 at the end of 3.
Well, another game that in order to talk about it, you have to talk about the game before.
Where LeBron just took over?
The look like, this is it. I'm sick of y'all. You're about to understand who I am, what I am. I'm the best damn player in the game. And I'm going to show you why. That 45, 15, and 7 was just, oh.
But you want to talk about magnificent.
That was ridiculous, man.
In the Game 7, end of 3, 73-73. You want your big 3 to step up?
And they did.
How about LeBron, 11 points? How about Dwayne Wade, 9?
How
about Chris Bosh, 8? Scoring all of Miami's 28 fourth quarter.
Dude, Brown was sick in that series, Dan. Like, I remember he had a 3 from like 30 feet from the left elbow in the fourth quarter. Like, he went on a 3-point barrage, and then he had a dunk, and that dunk was like the final nail on the coffin. But yeah, those last 2 games that the Miami Heat played, the LeBron played in that 2012 Eastern Conference Final, unbelievable. Best game, probably Game 6, and then that Game 7, Wade, Bosh, Bron, the big 3. Let's put them away.
Let's talk about another Game 6 and Game 7.
Oh, Spurs.
2013. Of course, Game 7, the Heat defeat the San Antonio Spurs 95-98, but you cannot have a Game 7 without a Game 6.
Chris Bosh rebounds, LeBron James missed. Ray Allen just goes quickly behind the 3-point line and shoots it over Manu, ties the game. Heat win Game 6 in overtime. And Game 7, the biggest jumper of his life against Kawhi Leonard. LeBron James hits the jumper. Game 7. I think that they won 93-88. He dropped like 37.
95-88.
Oh, 95-88.
And yeah, James, you want big production from your biggest stars. James in those Game 6 and 7, 69 points. Big shots too.
That boy good in Game 7. He might be the best Game 7 player out there.
He is something.
Yeah, it's been a lot of great moments in Game 7s down here in South Florida.
Let me give you one more. And this one, it's more recent, and it's absolutely glorious.
Not Edmonton.
No. The year before,
Boston
Bruins. The
3-1 comeback.
They're up 3-1. You and I walk out of the building.
We walked out of Game 4 saying, we're not coming back here again.
I specifically told you.
You did. You said that.
If this is the rebuild, I want nothing to do with it.
Oh, you were done with Paul Maurice. You were done with the whole squad.
Beat up on the ice. We got beat up with their fists. We got beat up on the scoreboard. And I said 3-1 against the best regular season team of all time. And Paul Maurice is trying to sell me we're a playoff team.
And then 2 games later, you were back at Amerant Bank Arena for Game 6. Rooting them on, and then they beat, and they saying, "Oh my God, they're going to Game 7 in Boston."
And then you go to Game 7, and you're down by 1 with about a minute left, and you're saying, "I'm sorry, 59.3 left," and you're saying, all of that for nothing.
So that's why you shouldn't have any doubt.
So hold on tonight
with this team.
This team knows how to find ways. Carter Verhaeghe took a pass from Sam Bennett, beat Swayman, right circle, boom. Carter Verhaeghe could be big tonight. He's a clutch player, man. I'm keeping my eyes on old Carter Verhaeghe. And then just trying to hold on. That was one of the great moments. I thought it was over. 59 seconds left. Get a goal. All of a sudden, you look around, you say, wait a second. You win that game, you go, Paul Maurice might be onto something. All right. You're right. Yeah, maybe